Here's an update on my garden situation here. This is from a few years ago. There was nothing but a hole here and some rocks, and I decided to fill in the hole. It was about a foot deep, and I raised it up and I planted stuff on it, and now I got all this life growing right here on the side of the plants, on the side of the fence. And here are Karen's pots. This is fairly new container with hostas. Trying to see if we can get those to grow. And I got a hydrangea here with two small hostas here. Should be enough shade here for them to do well. The hydrangea, a little disappointed. I was hoping to have flowers. I doubt if I'll have flowers this year. I don't know, it's just not growing as well as I'd like. Right here, the perimeter around the tree, I got some Autumn Joy and Autumn Charm. These are new this year. Took them from other parts of the garden to here. And not many things seem to grow well here or do well here because the roots of the trees kind of seem to take over. These right here seem to kind of thrive pretty much in any conditions, so even without long roots. So they seem to be doing pretty well, and they're taking. So I have a feeling they'll be good for the following year. Got a nice little table and a couple of chairs so we can have breakfast here in the morning, eat my oatmeal and drink my coffee. These are new hosta in a pot. Anyway, I'll show you here towards the back. Karen's got this hanging plant. She's in charge of the pots. And I got the row of Autumn Joys and Stelladora daylilies. The daylilies are blooming right now. They'll be blooming more in full force probably in another week or so. Got a couple of plants that are about to bloom. I'm not really sure what those are called, but the blue hosta seems to be doing well. And I got another row of hostas and Autumn Joys right here, kind of scattered. And they seem to be finally kind of doing well here. A lot of these were pretty small because I split them up to try to get new plants, new growth. And they were small, but they're finally starting to kind of grow pretty thick here. These love the shade. Everything here, they love the shade. And some more daylilies there. Autumn Joy, and I got some hens and chicks. They're kind of about to flower soon. Karen's pots. And here's the other tree. This tree right here has Autumn Joy and some red type of sedum. Don't know the name of that one. It's the first time I ever planted those. When they're kind of mature, they turn from green to purple, and they thicken up. These should do pretty well by next year too. Again, they don't need like long roots or anything like that. And once they're established, they look pretty good. This is the part right here that I've seen some pretty significant growth right in front of the deck since the last time I filmed. The hibiscus are getting tall, and got some daylilies. They were blooming recently, and they'll bloom again. Some Autumn Joy mixed in there. This will be the first one to bloom, the hibiscus, and it looks like it's about to. In about 2 weeks or so, should be this big red flowers. I mean, about a foot in width. These are white. Also really huge size. There's some right back here that are also hibiscus, kind of in the background there. I think those are like a dark red. And this one's a new one I had to replace because it wasn't doing well here. This one's supposed to be pink and white, also the size of a dinner plate as well. So that should be blooming probably in about a month. Now this is the part on the side of the deck. I got a hibiscus there. I kind of droop them because it's really hot right now, and then it perks up later. I got like echinacea, gold colored, purple coneflower, and some daylilies. And I got black-eyed Susan back there, some Autumn Charm. These are about to flower, and these are a different type of daylily. I think they're kind of like a reddish purple color. Those look like they're about to bloom very, very soon. So it's filling out really well here. And then over here, I got, this used to be Karen's vegetable garden, and she didn't want to do that anymore. So what I did is I planted some stuff here. I got some Rosa Sharon here. There were 3, now there's only 2. 1 died, didn't do well. I didn't think these were going to survive because of, I don't know, just not good conditions here. So I trimmed it back, and they seem to be doing well. They're nice and green. They may even flower. One is red, and the other are purple, and the other one is white. Now this part right here was just where I kept the firewood. It's brand new to the garden. I extended the bedding here, the flower bed, and I planted some daylilies and also some autumn joy. And I put some stones here. About 250 pounds of stones for only $9 in Longmont. So these are my cuttings, which will go into the yard eventually. But these are kind of my starters. So I just keep them here to just, so I can have it for maybe next year. This is another new thing that I've started. Obviously, it looks like crap so far. This was the one hibiscus, the big one, that was not doing well by the deck, and I thought it was dying, and it seems to be thriving here. It loves full sun. It loves full sun. So this one will probably not flower this year, but eventually will. And then I got a bush over here. Can't even remember the name of it. Anyway, this eventually will fill out with the black-eyed Susan. It went through transplant shock in the beginning. It kind of does when you do it in the middle of the summer. But this is a pretty strong plant, and eventually will fill out, and it'll be really filled with green and yellow flowers. So this is what's going on in the backyard right now. The trees are really full right now. It gives us really nice shade here in the backyard. And they're probably about 80 to 100 feet in height. These are maple trees. So here's our deck, and the table here with the umbrella for shade. There's the poochies. He just kind of follows me everywhere and licks me to death. And here are Karen's pots. Karen's pots. They seem to be starting to fill out a little bit. Eventually they'll fill out and look a lot bigger. And right there, and there's Misty right there. They were given a bath, and they're all wet and they want to go inside. But we're not letting them inside until they dry out. Here in the back, I replaced the marigolds because they just were not doing well here. And what I did is I put 2 different types of coleus on the hanger, on the plants, and just planted them this morning. And eventually these will fill out. They like the shade, but they take a little bit of sun. And they should do pretty well. This is a little bit darker than the others. And this one's kind of like the first one. So hopefully they do well, not like the marigolds. Anyway, this is my backyard oasis, and it's where I kind of come and have my zen time. And I love my backyard. I wish I could do more.